When you look at market share and actually
Good morning,
the
Francine.
EV market being ever crowded, can Tesla really hang on to that market share?
I think for the moment, the answer to that question is yes. I think the numbers this quarter will be good. And I think the short-term outlook, certainly perhaps for the rest of this year, is also very good. And particularly if you look at what's happening in China, Tesla has done amazingly well in China, given there are now 400 competitors all trying to steal the EV crown away from Tesla in China. So I think in the short term, things look good, but I think what you will find over the next couple of years, that technological edge that Tesla has may start to close.
When you look at Elon Musk and his love for erratic tweeting, of memes especially, is he a liability at some point for the company?
That's a great question. He could at the same time be his greatest asset and its greatest liability. He has been censored by the SEC a couple of times, but to be fair to him, he pretty much single-handedly has kick-started the whole EV revolution, which is now, every OEM in the world is now very much pointing in this direction. So you've got to tip your hat to him at least for that.
Yeah, well, and he has $186 billion. If you keep score that way, he's been doing pretty well. He's also, it's not just the EV revolution, right? He's also kickstarted private space, the private space industry. He's done a lot for solar. The software play is also a huge part of that. What is the main driver of Tesla, of the Tesla market cap? Surely it's not just making cars.
No, it isn't. But the other problem is it isn't fundamentals either. And that is where I think things will eventually become unstuck. The issue basically is very simple, is there's a narrative out there, which is that the entire automotive industry is going to electrical vehicles over, say, the next 15 years. And Tesla is currently at the forefront of that. And if you want to talk fundamentals, in order to justify those fundamentals of the share price today, Tesla needs to get 40% global market share, which, quite frankly, I think is pretty unlikely even in the most optimistic scenarios.
But I wonder what Tesla can change, or rather, what can Elon Musk change? His whole career, he's made money by doing things in a way that no one else was doing them, whether you're talking about banking, whether you're talking about cars, whether you're talking about space travel. And now Tesla looks to me, not just the design looks kind of old, but it doesn't seem like the cars are doing anything new. Is there something on the horizon that we're maybe not seeing, Richard?
Well, there's a couple of things. I would say certainly if you look at the software experience in Tesla today, it is still vastly superior to anything else out there. But again, people are catching up. If you look at its range per kilogram of battery, if you like, they're still the best in the industry, but people are catching up. Now, what many of the bulls in Tesla are hanging their hats on is the whole robo-taxi strategy, which is basically where Teslas are used basically to provide a robo-taxi fleet, which could generate, a very substantial amount of revenue and profit, if you believe Tesla's forecast. Now, unfortunately, my personal opinion is there is a fundamental flaw in their robo-taxi strategy, which is the pricing is much too high. There's going to be massive competition in this space, and the price per mile is going to be much, much lower than they say it is.
Hi, guys, and welcome to the channel. Fortunately, most of Tesla's stock investors aren't as dumb as these analysts. Now, obviously, the stock's value is not simply based on the number of cars they sell, or on some Tesla investors praying and wishing and hoping that Tesla will dominate the taxi market or the robo-taxi market. The stock's valuation is based on a number of things. One of those is Tesla's manufacturing advantage in electric cars. For example, the Gigapress, their manufacturing of batteries. Name me another car manufacturer who plans on making the number of batteries that Tesla plan on making, or plans on making even any batteries at all themselves. There aren't any. Name me another car manufacturer who has AutoBidder. Name me another car manufacturer who sells battery packs to households, battery packs to businesses. Name me another car manufacturer who has a solar roof. Name me another car manufacturer who has a complete system to run your house. A system that incorporates not only your car, but the energy supplied to your house, the way your house runs, everything. There isn't one. Tesla's valuation is not based on one thing. These analysts don't seem to understand that. And that is why Tesla's stock price over the next 24 hours should be taken with a grain of salt. Tesla will be selling 10 times more cars in 2025, many more than that in 2030. They have over 1 million Cybertruck reservations. There is no other car manufacturer on the planet that has more than 20,000 pre-orders of anything. Tesla has more than 1 million for the Cybertruck. There is enormous demand for their cars, but that is only part of the story. Tesla will hold its first quarter earnings call after Monday's trading. And the expectations, at least from me, are high. Following a blowout Q1 that saw the company completely decimate Wall Street's expected vehicle deliveries, expectations are now high that the EV maker will post a record-breaking number for its record-setting quarter. Now, I believe that Tesla will post a record-breaking quarter because of the fact that they sold more cars from China than ever before, and because their margins are steadily improving. The following are Wall Street's expectations for Tesla's Q1 2021 earnings, as well as a number of crucial metrics that Tesla investors should watch. Now, guys, when I say you should watch these metrics, I'm not saying that you should trade on these metrics. I believe TSLA is a buy now, just the same as it was last week, the same as it was a month ago. TSLA will be the world's largest company on the planet by 2030. Don't get that mistaken. Don't get confused. Don't get distracted by short-term results, short-term noise. However, it's still important to look at the results and to assess how the company is going. The overview. Wall Street currently expects Tesla to report non-GAAP earnings per share of 79 cents in the first quarter. This is quite impressive, and it represents a year-over-year surge of 21.6%. 216%. Tesla's EPS stood at relatively conservative 23 cents in Q1 2020. However, it was very impressive in Q4 2020 when the company posted an EPS of 80 cents. As for Tesla's Q1 2021 revenue, the consensus forecast for the quarter currently stands at $10.3 billion. This estimate is quite optimistic, as it represents a year-over-year increase of 72%. In comparison, Tesla's revenue in the fourth quarter of 2020 was $10.74 billion. For the first quarter, Tesla delivered a total of 185,000 vehicles, comprised of 183,000 Model 3 and Model Y, and 2,000 Model S and Model X. This corresponded to a 109% year-over-year rise and a 2.2% sequential growth. Overall vehicle production for Q1 2021 stood at 180,338. Now, guys, as you know, if Tesla could have sold more cars in the quarter, if they could have built more cars, they would have sold more cars. However, they've put Model X and Model S production on hold while they develop new lines to produce the updated versions of those vehicles. However, these numbers are really just noise. Let's be honest. Tesla has pre-orders, like I said, of over 1 million for the Cybertruck. If Tesla could manufacture another 100,000 Model Y, they would have sold those in the last quarter. The demand is incredibly strong. Key factors to look out for. Considering that automotive gross margin slipped to 24.1% in Q4 2020 from 27.7% in the previous quarter, it is likely that Tesla could see some more moderation in margins for the first quarter. This is likely affected by the halt in the company's production and deliveries of the flagship Model S and Model X, both of which have undergone extensive refreshes. Regulatory credits would likely play a factor in Tesla's Q1 2021 numbers as well. In the fourth quarter of 2020, regulatory credits accounted for 4.2% of Tesla's revenues. It would then be interesting to see if the EV maker has made more this time around, considering that legacy automakers are still struggling with their shift to sustainable transportation. And guys, keep in mind, they will be struggling with their shift to sustainable energy transportation, zero emissions energy transportation, for at least another 5 years. What this means, Tesla will continue to get money from legacy automakers for many years to come. And I'm talking billions of dollars. Now this matters. Getting money for nothing changes the game. Tesla has not provided a specific vehicle delivery estimate for 2021 so far. Considering the company's strong first quarter results, however, it would not be surprising if Tesla ends up providing a refined delivery forecast for 2021. I believe Tesla will expect to make and sell at least 1 million vehicles in 2021. In 2020, Tesla's vehicle deliveries grew by 36% to 499,647. And this year, Elon Musk and CFO Zach Kinkhorn have remarked that the company could see an annual growth of 50% or more. Guys, remember, Elon predicted the size of Tesla's energy division would be similar in size to Tesla's vehicle division. What this means? Really, Wall Street are not looking at Tesla's battery revenue. They're not looking at their solar revenue. Now, keep in mind, those things are dramatically ramping up and will continue to ramp up over this year. Tesla stock so far. Tesla stock has seen some headwinds as of late, as you know, likely due to some negative coverage from China and a crash in Texas that seemed to be erroneously connected to autopilot. Clearly, that crash had nothing to do with autopilot and was user error. Another case of someone not wanting to take responsibility for the fact that they caused the crash. That being said, Tesla shares still closed Friday up 1.35% at $730 US. Overall, while Tesla has fallen as much as 40% since its all-time high of $900 in late January, the EV maker has since regained over 25% of that loss. Tesla's first quarter earnings call will be held on Monday, April 26, 2021 at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and their 2021 update letter will be released sometime after markets close on Monday. Guys, remember, TSLA is not a stock that you want to hold for a week or a month. It's not a gamble play, it's a long-term play. Regardless of the earnings recall, the earnings report, I believe it's likely Tesla stock will slide, as it often does, even after positive previous earnings reports. Don't worry about this noise. TSLA will be worth well over $1,000 US by the end of this year. I believe around about 1,500. Guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.